Nikopol is a city in the Dnipropetrovsk Oblast of Ukraine, on the right bank of the Dnieper River, about 100 kilometers southwest of Dnipropetrovsk. Administratively, Nikopol is incorporated as the city of Oblast significance and serves as the administrative center of Nikopol Raion, which it does not belong to. Population 116,834. In terms of population, Nikopol is the third biggest city in the oblast as well as among the top 50 nationwide. The city is also a powerful industrial and transportation center in the country, conveniently located by the Kakhovka Reservoir. Encyclopedia Britannica description. The 1911 edition of Encyclopedia Britannica gave the following description of Nikopol. It was formerly called Myketan Rog, and occupies an elongated peninsula between two arms of the Dnieper at a point where its banks are low and marshy, and has been for centuries one of the places where the Middle Dnieper can most conveniently be crossed. In 1900, its 21,282 inhabitants were Ukrainians, Jews and Mennonites, who carry on agriculture and shipbuilding. The old sick, or fortified camp of the Zaporozhian Cossacks, brilliantly described in N.V. Gogol's novel Taras Bulba, was situated a little higher up the river. A number of graves in the vicinity recall the battles which were fought for the possession of this important strategic point. One of graves, close to the town, contained, along with other Scythian antiquities, a well-known precious vase representing the capture of wild horses. Even now Nikopol, which is situated on the highway from Dnipropetrovsk to Kherson, is the point where the salt highway of the Chumaks to the Crimea crosses the Dnieper. Nikopol is, further, one of the chief places on the lower Dnieper for the export of corn, linseed, hemp and wool. History. There are some claims by the Russian and Polish historians referring to the area. In the medieval and late medieval times, the area which Nikopol was part of was referred to as the Wild Fields. The land for a long time was ruled by both the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth and Muscovy, which wanted to colonize it. In times of the Kievan Rus, the land belonged to the Pechenegs, who later were displaced by the Polovtsi that established their own state in today's southern Ukraine and Crimea. In the 13th century, the advancing Mongol hordes had conquered the Polovtsi, only running into difficulties in the Crimea, and established the Golden Horde state. After the fall of the Golden Horde, it is believed that the land belonged to the Nogai people, although it is possible that the land might have been inhabited by a Slavic population as well. Whatever the case, the first concrete historical evidence found for a Slavic settlement is from the 15th century, when the area was being populated by the Cossacks. This was first documented in the diary of E. Liesota. By 1648, in the close proximity of today's Nikopol, Myketan was built, renowned for the fact that it was here that Bogdan Khmelnytsky was elected as the hetman of Ukraine, and it was here that the rebellion against the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth started. Until 1775, the time of the Sixth sacking, it was called Myketan Myketan Pereviz, or simply Myketan. The name Myh was given because the locality rose at a place reminiscing a peninsula, as it was almost surrounded by the Dnieper River. Myketan was a town of the Kodak Palanka, an administrative division of the Zaporozhian Sich. Later it was renamed into Sloviansky and then Nikopol. Interestingly, what could be now the most sacred place of an early distinctly Ukrainian statehood was eventually submerged by water, owing to the Soviet policy of industrialization. The Kakhovka Reservoir covers now the lands of the former Zaporozhian host and the burial sites of thousands of former heroes whose names probably will never be recovered. During World War II, Nikopol was occupied by the German army from August 17, 1941 to February 8, 1944. Just a few miles west of the city was buried the Kosho-Taman Ivan Serko. Nowadays Nikopol is one of the largest towns in the region with the population of 120,774. The largest manufactures of former Nikopol tube plant, which is not divided into smaller plants, and Nikopol ferroalloy plant, which is the largest in Europe and second in the world in producing ferromanganese and ferrosilicomanganese. There is bus station, railway station and river port, which connect the town with other cities. International relations. Twin towns, sister cities. Nikopol is twinned with Chiatura, Georgia, Kota, Montenegro, Zimnice, Romania,